You know that sinking feeling when you've poured countless hours and dollars into your classic muscle car build, only to take it out for a spin and feel like it's pulling a trailer? You roll on the throttle, and instead of a neck-snapping punch, you get a lazy groan. That's because horsepower isn't just made, it's lost in small, sneaky ways. People spend thousands chasing horsepower gains, but the real power leaks out through mistakes you don't even realize you're making. I call these horsepower vampires, and they're sucking the life out of your engine. In this no-nonsense breakdown, I'm going to expose 5 common mistakes that rob your vintage Ford, Chevy, or Mopar of its factory potential. Fixing them will let you feel a real difference in acceleration and throttle response without tearing down your engine. Let's drag these vampires into the sunlight. Mistake: choosing the wrong camshaft. One of the biggest myths in the hot rodding world is that a bigger cam always means more power. We've all seen those lumpy idle videos that sound like an angry pro stalker. But here's the truth: going too big on duration and overlap actually hurts street drivability and ruins torque at the RPMs where you spend 95% of your time. Cams with long duration keep the valves open so long that they bleed off cylinder pressure at low speeds, killing low-end torque and vacuum. That vacuum is what powers your brakes and your carb's power valve. So a race cam in a street car can leave you with a car that surges and stalls at every stoplight. People often overlook lobe separation angle, or LSA. A narrow LSA, like 106 degrees, increases overlap, giving that choppy idle but also reducing idle quality and manifold vacuum. A wider LSA, like 110 to 114 degrees, smooths the idle and keeps vacuum up. The fix is to match cam specs to how you actually drive. If your car spends most of its life cruising between 2,000 and 5,000 RPM, a cam designed for 1,500 to 6,500 RPM will give you both a healthy idle and strong mid-range. Don't just chase the sound. Read the cam card. Look for advertised duration around 220 to 235 degrees at 0.050 inches and an LSA of 110 or 112 degrees for a street machine. It'll pull hard off idle and still roar when you stab the throttle. Remember, lope is life might sound cool online, but there's nothing fun about stalling at every red light. Mistake: ignoring the ignition system. If the cam is the brain of your engine, the ignition system is its heartbeat. Yet countless gearheads reuse their original distributor thinking, if it was good enough in 1970, it's good enough today. Old points and worn bushings cause erratic spark timing and misfires that you'll feel as a flat spot in the power band. In fact, if the timing mark varies by as much as 10 degrees while you check it with a timing light, the distributor needs to be rebuilt or replaced. That timing scatter robs combustion efficiency, costing horsepower and fuel economy. A weak coil and corroded contacts can make your plugs fire inconsistently, leading to rough idle, detonation, or a complete backfire. The fix is simple: upgrade to a modern electronic ignition or rebuild your stock unit. A new distributor with a precise reluctor and electronic pickup will give rock-steady timing across the entire RPM range. Even a rebuilt stock points distributor with fresh bushings and breaker points will hold timing better than a worn-out original. Set your total timing according to your engine's needs, then lock it in place. Don't use the "it ran fine in 1970" excuse. Today's ethanol-blended fuels and higher compression demands make ignition precision more important than ever. A crisp spark at the right time won't just restore lost horsepower, it will make your big block start easier and run cooler. Think of it as a pacemaker for your hot rod. Mistake: restrictive exhaust system. Let's talk exhaust. There's a persistent belief that back pressure somehow helps engines. It doesn't. Back pressure is the resistance the engine must overcome to push exhaust out, and any resistance takes power away from your crankshaft. Residual exhaust gas stuck in the cylinder keeps fresh air and fuel from entering, reducing power. Sure, you need proper scavenging, but that doesn't mean tiny pipes and $30 mufflers. Cheap mufflers and undersized head pipes create bottlenecks that choke your engine at higher RPMs. A 3-inch muffler is pointless if the pipes ahead of it are 2 inches and crushed by cheap bends. Conversely, pipes that are too large can slow down exhaust gas velocity, hurting low RPM torque. The right exhaust is part of the engine, not just a noisemaker. Choose head pipes and collectors that match your engine's cubic inches and intended RPM range. For example, a 350 CID small block making power from 2500 to 6000 RPM is happy with a 2.5-inch mandrel bend system. Mandrel bends maintain diameter through curves, minimizing turbulence. Pair them with a quality, free-flowing muffler that provides scavenging without unnecessary back pressure. Don't fall for the "loud equals fast" myth. A deep, authoritative rumble and proper performance are not mutually exclusive. After you bolt on the right system, you'll feel the engine rev more freely and see throttle response improve. Mistake: carburetor calibration errors. Carbs are often blamed for everything from hard starting to a lack of top end, but the truth is most carburetor problems come down to poor calibration. The "bolt on and go" myth sells a lot of aftermarket carburetors, and then people wonder why their engine pops, misses, or surges. Lean mixtures cause popping and surging, while excessively rich mixtures can cause similar issues. Jetting isn't a set-it-and-forget-it deal. Changes in altitude, temperature, and fuel quality all require adjustments. Cool, dense air needs larger jets. Hot, thin air needs smaller ones. The power valve enriches the mixture under load when vacuum drops, and its opening point must be matched to your engine's idle vacuum. Then there's the accelerator pump nozzle and cam. They control how much fuel is shot into the intake when you hit the gas, preventing flat spots. The fix is methodical tuning. Start by reading your spark plugs. They tell you whether the mixture is rich, which looks sooty, or lean, which looks white and blistered. Adjust jets accordingly in small increments. Set the power valve's vacuum rating at half your idle vacuum. For example, a 6.5-inch power valve for a 13-inch idle. Tune the accelerator pump stroke and nozzle size until throttle tip-in is crisp. Don't just trust factory settings. Test, measure, and adjust. You'll be rewarded with a smooth idle, instant throttle response, and real power. And if you're chasing a stumble that seems impossible to cure, remember, sometimes a $40 jet kit is all that stands between you and a weekend well spent. Mistake, the gearing gamble. Rear-end gears are another area where myths thrive. Someone at a cruise night says, slap 4.56 gears in that thing, it'll rip, and you believe them. Then you hit the highway, and your big block engine screams at 3,500 RPM while doing 60 miles per hour. Numerically higher gears, like 4.10 to 1, do provide faster acceleration but at the cost of higher cruise RPM and worse fuel economy. Lower numerical gears, like 3.00 to 1, allow for lower engine RPM at a given speed, improving fuel economy but dulling acceleration. The trick is matching your gear ratio to your engine's torque curve, transmission, and tire diameter. A torquey big block with a wide power band can handle taller gears, while a high-revving small block may need a steeper gear to stay in its sweet spot. Use simple math. Calculate your cruise RPM with different gear ratios based on tire height and transmission overdrive. Choose a ratio that puts your engine in its power band at highway speed without turning it into a buzzsaw. The fix might be as simple as swapping to a 3.55 to 1 gear or adding an overdrive transmission. Don't gamble based on hearsay. The right gearing makes the car feel lively off the line and comfortable on long drives. Payoff and call to action. When you eliminate these 5 horsepower vampires, choosing a cam that fits your build, modernizing your ignition, freeing your exhaust, dialing in your carburetor, and picking gears that match your engine, you unlock power you already paid for. Your muscle car will finally perform as good as it looks, with strong throttle response and a healthier engine. Share your own horsepower discovery in the comments, hit subscribe for more no-nonsense tech, and let's keep these classics alive and screaming.